Today's class is all about loops and iterations, control statements. So what is this loops? And you, instead of going this all, I'll teach you on my own. What is a loop? Let's take an example. Let's say you all don't know what is a loop. Now, my manager or my teacher or my instructor, someone asked me to print print my name 100 times. They have asked me to print my name 100 times. Think that you don't know iteration. Like some of you really don't know loops. I know that. Without the concept of loops, only with the older concepts, tell me how I will be writing the code for it. Like console.log Monesh. This will print my name. This will print my name. How many times? It will print my name one time. Like this, my instructor or my manager or my someone asked me to print it for 100 times, like a homework. Manish, you have done something wrong. Write your name as a code 100 times. Print it. Print your name 100 times. Now, do you think? Do you think it is a good idea to write console.log 100 times like this? Sorry. Something is wrong happening. Yeah. Like this, like how we used to do it in school. Is it a good idea to write this 100 times? Like if in the background, if someone stands, if they see that I'm coding like this, they'll think that I have some problem. If I write like this, it looks something bad, right? It looks something bad. It gives me some creepy feeling. To solve this kind of problems, to do the same thing again and again and again and again, writing the code again and again and again and again, the programmers have invented the concept called loop. The concept of loop. What this loop, how it works is, if you we need what we are repeating console.log monesh 100 times. We are repeating only one line, so we'll keep that one line in a loop. The loop is of two types. One is for loop, one is while loop. Anything you can use, no issues at all. You want to use for loop, use for loop. You want to use while loop, use while loop. But the syntax will be different. I'll teach you both the things. How the syntax of for loop will look like. For for loop, you have to start. What is the starting number? What is the starting number? What is the number that you want to start from? And we have to initialize a variable for it. Let me take I is the famous variable in programming language to start a loop. I equal to, initially we start from 0. In programming, programmer always counts from 0. Array starts from 0. Like in programming world, everything starts from 0. So that's why we take 0. Or else, if you think that, sir, I don't start with 0, my loop has to start with 1, you can start with 1. Sir, my loop has to start with 3, you can start with 3. No issues at all. Whatever the number you give, with that number only it will be starting, like 9, like 100. That is the number, that is the starting number. Some programmers start with 0, some programmers start with 1, but anything doesn't matter. I'll show it to you how to start from 1, how to start from 0. If I write from 1, let's take 1. It will be easy for you to understand. This is my starting number. I equal to 1 is my starting number. Okay, it is my starting number. Now, till where I have to print? What is my range like? How many numbers? 100 numbers. Like my professor or someone told me, Monesh, you have to print 100 numbers. So I will simply say I should be less than or equal to 100. It has to be less than or equal to 100. Means my I starts from 1, it goes on till where? Exactly 100. 1 to 100. That is what I'm writing. I starts from 1 and it goes on and it exactly reaches 100. Now, for every step, answer me this question. I'll I'll close the block here. I need to initialize I also. I have to write let I. Someone put it in the chat. Thanks for that. So in real life, when you're writing like Monesh, when you're doing like this, every time, do you count yourself or not? Answer me this one question. Like when your teacher told you, Monesh, write your name 100 times. I'll write Monesh one time, Monesh two, Monesh three, Monesh four. Like that, I'll keep a count in my mind, right? Every time when I write my name, I'll keep a count because I need to write exactly 100. I should not go beyond 100. I should not go less than 100. Exactly 100. So I'll keep a count. One, two, first time, second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time, sixth time. Like that, I'll keep a count. For keeping that count, every time you're increasing your number. For the first time, it is 1. Second time, it is 2. Third time, it is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like that, you're increasing. So for that, you will be writing I plus plus. For that, you will be writing I plus plus. You will be writing I plus plus. Oh, sorry. This is this colon, not comma. We need to use this syntax. This column. So yeah, now I have to just say let I. Like I have introduced one variable called I equal to 1, right? So it is a good habit to write let I. Now this program, the 4 lines of code, just 4 lines of code will print Monesh for 100 times. Will print Monesh for 100 times. Let's see. Let's run the code. If you want to count, you can count, but it is exactly 100. It is exactly 100. Now, which one do you think is better, using loops or not using loops? Which one do you think is better? If I have not used loops, I would have written console.log Monish for 100 lines. 100 lines of code or 4 lines of code. 30 minutes of work or 2 minutes of work. Using loops, obviously using loops is much more better. So that is why we use loops. Now I know this question will be asked. Why not while loop? Okay. You want to use while, you want me to run again? Okay, I'll run again. See, this is my output. Monish for 100 times. Monish for 100 times. It is printed. Now, I told you I'll be starting with 1, right? But in a programming world, it is a very good habit to start from 0. It is a very good habit. Because programmers always think from 0. They always think from 0. Their counting starts from 0. Even as a habituate, when I was working in a company, I got so habituated that when I'm counting, when I went to market or when I'm counting something, I count from 0. It is a habituated thing for me. Like if there are 4 lace packets or something, I used to count 0, 1, 2, 3. Like that I used to count without me knowing myself. So that is how it happens. We always think from 0. So yeah, let's make it 0. We can also write from 1. It's no wrong. No one says it is wrong. But it's a good habit. I'm just saying it is a good habit. I equal to 0. Now I want to ask you a question. When I start from 0, will I go till 100 or will I go till 99? Think and answer. My professor said to write only 100 times. When I start from 0, till 100 or 99? It is 99. Why? Because you're taking, you're going one number beyond. You're from 1, you're going to left side. So from 100 you need to come one step left side. It is 99. So either you can write less than or equal to 99, it is fine, or you can keep this as 100 and you can just remove this equal to symbol. Till 99 only this code will work. Now this also will give me the same result. I is nothing but a variable. Okay, now you don't want to use I also. I is less than 200 means 200 names you will get. Asked me, someone asked me this one. If it is I less than 200, you will get 200 names. And okay, I is just a variable here. Okay, you don't want to use I. You don't want to use I. You don't like that variable I. Change it to K. Everything remains same. Nothing. You can change it to K. Just some variable name. That's it. Anything you can write here. Change it to K. Nothing. No wrong. If you want, you can write your own name. Like you can say For example, your name is Vishnu, you can write it as Vishnu. Nothing, it doesn't matter. If the code works fine, it's just a variable name. That's it. It doesn't care. If you run the code, still the same output. Any var, no, don't think of var. Don't just forget that var exists in JavaScript. But it means 1 to 100. If you start, yeah, if it starts from 1 to 100. If you start from 0, 0 to 19. Oh, any variable we can use. Sorry. Var I thought of let const var that var. Any variable we can use. I'm sorry. Sorry. I thought var in the sense let const var that one. Yeah. Now I got it. Variable. Any variable we can use. But the standard is I. Everyone throughout the world, every programmer likes to use I. Can you show from 0 to 5 and 1 to 5? Okay. Let's take from 0 to 5. You have to ask properly. Snehal, you want 5 times or you want 0 to 5? Because 0 to 5 is 6 numbers. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0 to 5 is 6 numbers. You want you want 5 times output, or you want 0 to 5? 0 to 5 is different, 5 times output is different. Which one you want, Snehal? You just want to check both the output. Okay. If we want, this is exactly 100 times. If we write 100, this will be exactly 100 times, Hare Krishna. If it is 0 to 5, let's see how many times it is coming. 0, I less than 5. I'm writing I less than 5. Remember, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 5 times I'll be getting the output. 0 and I less than 5. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times output. 5 times output. Now if I change it to 1, 4 times only output. Why? Because 1, 2, 3, 4. It is less than 5. 4 is less than 5. Fifth time will not be coming because 5 is not less than 5. So that is the thing. You have to check whether it is less than or equal to, or normal less than also you need to check. Oh, yeah. Now let's talk about while loop. I have explained you what is for loop. I have explained you how we have to start. We can start from 0 or any number, and we have to see it. Sir, please console. This is the console. This is the output here. This is the console. If I run the code, your output will be coming here. So please console. Yeah, this is the console. Now it is a time for while loop. You are all asking me, sir. You told for is there, while is there. You have showed us for. Why you are not doing with while? You hate while? No. If you ask me like that, no, I don't hate while and all. So the thing is, you can do for loop or also you can do while loop. While loop, I'll write it down how it looks. I'll first comment this. I'll show the same code how with while we have to do. While, see properly, while let I equal to 0. Here only you need to initialize it. For loop, the initialization takes place at I equal to 1 inside the for loop. For while, initialization takes outside. Let I equal to 0. I less than 5. Console.log Monesh I plus plus. Now, if you think properly, while and for loop both are same. Both are same. Why means it is the syntax. For loop can take 3 things inside. While loop only can take 1 thing inside. Like only 1 thing is possible to write in for while loop. Only condition part. Here for loop can take initialization, condition, increment. For loop can take 3 things. While loop can take only 1 thing. But if you think properly, like if you think logically, what you're doing in for loop, what you're doing in while loop are exactly same. It will match also. Think and tell me, do you see any similarities in between for loop and while loop? If anyone asks me the same question, I would say they both are same. Like they're like twins. Do you get that? Like, do you see any similarities between for and while? They both are the same thing actually. Just think and see once. I'll tell you, I'll reveal what is the thing. For will execute at least one time. No, no, no. No, Akash. For will not execute at least one time. If the condition is wrong, it will not execute. How? I'll show it to you. Like, I'll show you what is the similarities. Let me do it in this, or else wait. Okay. Let's see what are the things are there in for and while. In while loop, in while loop, for loop let I equal to is there. Let I. I'm just saying let I. In while loop, let I is there or not. Just look at the screen and tell me it is there or not. Yes or no. It is. While also is having let I. While is also having let I in line number 6 it is having. Okay. I equal to 0. This is called initialization. This is called initialization. Is initialization there in while loop? Are you anywhere seeing I equal to 0 or not? In the while loop, I'm saying about in while loop. Anywhere are you seeing I equal to 0 or not? You're seeing it. Okay. You're all seeing it. I is less than 5. Are you seeing it or not? You're seeing it. Yes. I plus plus. Are you seeing it or not? Yes. Open flower bracket also obviously you are seeing. Console.log monesh also you are seeing. Closed for loop is also you are seeing. This also takes exactly 4 lines. This also takes exactly 4 lines. Now what do you think? I greater than 10, so it will not execute simply. For loop won't I'll show you Deepika what happens if the number is greater. I'll show you. So what do you think? While loop and for loop are same or not? Inch by inch, whatever you see in for loop will always be there in while loop. Will always be there in while loop. Yeah, we can say it like that or no. While is completely condition based, let is based on sequence based. But in the end, both the concepts are same. Both the logics are same. Now, so you can use anything. If anyone asks you which one you will be using, let or while, now then you have to answer them by it's my wish. If I want to use let, I will use let. If I want to use while, I will use while. There's nothing wrong in it. While and let are exactly like twins. The same code also. It's the same code. Now you have some doubts, right? What happens if I is greater than this number? For example, if I give 50, did you get any output? No. Why? Because if I is greater than 50, this becomes false. When this becomes false, this will not be executed. If not even once. Not even once. Remember. Not even once it will be executed. Now let's try the same thing for loop. If I equal to 50, run the code, still nothing runs. Why? Because I equal to 50, I is less than 5. What is the condition here? I should be less than 5. But I is 50, it is not less than 5. So it will not be executed. Line number 3 will not be executed. That's it. That is your for loop, that is your while loop. Have you all understood it or not? Have you all got it or not? Uh, yeah, condition is false. That's it. If you have any doubts, put it in Q&A. We'll just take a break. After the break, I'll explain you what is do while. Do while is simple. While I've explained while, the same thing for do while also. Lot of material got completed actually. Whatever I have explained it to you, we have covered lot of material. You have to run this code part. I'll show it to you. For in these things, I have to show it to you for each and all. Mm, why they are bringing arrays here? Okay, for off. Try catch they are using. Well, let me once check. They have also brought try catch. They have not explained try catch, but in the activity they have try catch. Yeah, do while I need to explain it to you. Next is break statement. Break and continue. Yeah, I'll just clear the doubts and we'll go for a break. If I say I greater than 5, ah, wait, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. There is one good question. We all are saying I less than 5 only, right? If I say I greater than 5, I greater than 5, and I'm doing I plus plus here. Think and answer me. For while loop or let loop, it is the same thing. If I'm doing I greater than 5, even though I'm starting with 50, going with I greater than 5 and I'm doing I plus plus. How many times do you think my for loop will execute? Think and answer me in the chat. Think properly. I is greater than 5 and I'm doing I plus plus. Yeah, infinity is right answer. Why? Because it's just like saying your teacher asked you to write more than 5 times. For example, your teacher asked you, like Monesh, write your name for more than 5 times. More than five times. What logically our humans will think? We will just write 6 times and we will leave it. Our human mind, we try to make work as less as possible to ourselves. So if the teacher asks us to write more than 5, we'll write 6 times and we will stop there. Madam, more than 6, it is done. But computers, they're not like humans. Computers, to be honest, they're a lot of dumb actually. If you say them greater, if you say them more than 5, they will think of infinite. They'll think of infinity, because logically and technically infinity is more than 5. Infinity is more than 5. So it will keep on going. It will be keep on going infinity number of times. If I run the code now, if you see, it will be keep on going. You don't try this in your computer. Even I will stop it now. Why? Because there is a chance of your system getting hanged. Your system will become hang. You will not be able to even move your mouse. This happened in my previous computer. Now my computer is a bit faster one. In previous computer this happened. In the lab, I was trying this kind of all things. I have I have written while true actually. I have written like this. Here while I less than 5 is there, right? Instead of I less than 5, I have written true. Like every continuously it will be executing. I have written it true. What happens is, like, my lab in my college, the lab, the computer got stuck, and there were a lot of things happened at that time. I got scoldings and all. So yeah, don't try this into your in your computer. It will hang. uh, it will execute for infinite number of times. It will execute for infinite number of times. Uh, yeah, Pragya. What I was saying is, like, if I write I greater than 5, it will execute for infinite number of times, because every time you are incrementing the number and it will be always greater than 5. It will go to infinite. It will go to infinite. So what is the special data type I handle when executed using prompt? Special data type, I'll talk about it later. Special data types are nothing but something called symbol in JavaScript. I'll talk about it later, Hari. When time comes, I'll talk about it. If I talk about it now, others get confused. That's why. Or else message me in LinkedIn. Okay, LinkedIn. I should not take these doubts. I forgot. When the time comes, I'll explain. I'll tell it to you. With the help loop, with the help loop, can we use two table? I didn't get two table. Okay. Like two ones, two twos are four, two threes are six. That one, right? Yeah, we can do. We can do that. We can do that, Mona. Does JavaScript have do while loop? Yeah, JavaScript has do while loop. So what is the time there now? It's 9:20. Yeah, you can take a break. Take a break of 10 minutes or 12 minutes and drink some water, relax yourself, and come back at 9:30 or 9:32. Anything in that between. Yeah, then you can go for a break. After the break, we will discuss Q&A. Sorry, not Q&A. I'm so sorry. We'll discuss do while loop, and in between in the material, I'll tell you now, right now itself. In between the material, you have uh, this for off loop, for in loop, and all. For in loop, for off loop, for in with strings. These things I'm gonna teach you in tomorrow JavaScript arrays and strings. I don't know why they have given it in this class. because for in loop, they are for arrays. They are not for normal iterations. They are for arrays, and arrays comes in tomorrow's class. In tomorrow's class, we'll be dealing with arrays. I'll be explaining you what is an array, how an array works, and in this class also we have for off and for in. Here I'll be explaining you for off and for in. If I forgot, please do message me tomorrow. Like in tomorrow's class, sir, for off is there, so that I can remember and I can teach you for off and for in. So yep, I hope all of you are back. It's 9:33. Yeah. So one more thing that we are left out with is your break statement. Sorry, do while. It is do while. It is do while. Yeah. Okay. Now, mm, let's change it back to 0. Let's change it back to greater than 5. And let's say 6. Okay. So what is this? This is a feedback form, I guess. So yeah, everyone wants to look at my screen. Wants to look at my screen. Thank you. Thank you. When I run this code, I'm starting with the 6, I'm starting, my initialization is with the 6, and I am saying I greater than 5. My initialization is 6. I'm saying I less than 5. It is I less than 5. Now, what do you think? Do you think I will get an output at least once or not? Just look at the screen, look at the code, and answer me. My I is 6. My condition is I less than 5. My name will be printed at least once or not. At least one time. It will check the condition, but I'm asking about the output. I'm asking fourth line. Will the fourth line will execute or not? Obviously, no, right? Because if you run the code now, it is not. I'm not getting any output. I'm not getting any output. So there is something called do while. Yeah, because the condition is false, there's something called do while. What do while will do is, do while will run your code at least once. I'll show you how do while works. Instead, your while is there, right? Your while I less than 5 something, cut it, paste it at the end, paste it at the end. Here write do, here write do, that's it. This is your do while, this is your do while. Do this thing while I less than 5. This is how a do while looks like. Now if I run the code, is it executing at least once? Look at the screen and tell me. Now is the code, I have not changed the condition. I have not changed the condition. I have not changed the initialization. I have only converted while to do while. I have changed while to do while. Now I'm getting the output at least once. At least once. That is nothing but do while. What do while will do is, first it will run the code. Even if the condition is true or false, it doesn't care. First it will run the code. After running the code, then it will check for the condition. Then it will check for the condition. First it will execute line number 4. It will execute line number 5. Now here line number 5 is executed, right? So I is 7 now. 7 less than 5, false. So it will not get executed. That is how a do while works. Have you all understood what is do while? Again, one more time I'm explaining do while. This is your while loop. This is your while loop. In while loop, if the condition is not correct in the first phase itself, if the condition is not satisfying, there will be no output. The output will be 0, empty. But if you convert while to do while, like if you write while down at the end, and if you write here do, now this code will execute at least once, one time. If I run the code, it will be merge. At least, even though the condition is false, it will run one time. If the condition is correct, it will run like a normal while loop. It will run like a normal while loop. 1 2 3 4 5. It will run like a normal while loop. If the condition is correct in the first phase itself, while and do while are same. If the condition is not correct at the first phase itself, while is different, do while is different. While will not give you at least one output. Do while will run the code at least once. That is do while. Have you all understood now what do you do? What is do while? Okay, you have all understood do while also. Do while is done. Next you have is your break statement. I'll tell you about break statement. Okay, let's take break statement. Let's first write. No, first of all, let's don't write break. If I run the code, what is the output? Let's change it to 5, and here let's change it to 3. Okay. Now, if I run this code, what will be my output? Put it in the chat. What will be my output if I run this code? 1 2. Here I have commented the break. Just as you have commented the break. Think an answer. What will be my output? Blank. Okay. 1 and 2. Some said 1 2 4. Okay. Any more? Any more? 1 3 only. 1 and 2 3. Okay, I'll run the code. And I'll show you. The output is 1 2 3 4 5. The output is 1 2 3 4 5. Why? Because in the if condition, I told you I have commented this. So in the if condition, is anything there? If condition is empty. If condition, nothing is there. If condition is empty. Yeah, even though I is equal to 3, I have not written anything inside. So for 1, it will print 1. For 2, it will print 2. For 3, it will print 3. 4, it will print 4. For 5, it will print 5. Okay. Now here something happens. A magic happens. See, if I kept something called break. Now, can you think what will be the output? Can you guess? At least guess. Break works exactly how switch break works. In the switch statement, I told you about break. What is the purpose of break? Here also the purpose is same. Can you guess and tell me how? What is the What is the final output? Only 3 will print 1 2 4 5 1 2 3 1 and 2 10 and loop. Okay, the right answer is 1 and 2. The right answer is 1 and 2. Why? Because for I equal to 1, this condition won't work. It will be printing 1. For I equal to 2, this condition won't work. 2 will be printed. But for I equal to 3, when I is equal to 3, it is breaking the entire loop. It is breaking the entire loop. It is not reaching to fifth line also. In line number 3 only, it is getting break. So only 1 and 2 are your outputs. Only 1 and 2 are your outputs. It is not going to 3. Here 3 is getting checked, but here it is getting break. Console.log of I, it is not going there. So 3 will break. It will the complete loop will break. But instead of break, if I use something called continue, there is something called continue in JavaScript. Can you guess and tell me? Continue is reverse of break. Continue is reverse of break. Can you tell me what is the output now? Continue. 1 2 4 1 2 4 5 1 2 4 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 1 2 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 4 5 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Okay, I'll tell you the answer. The right answer is 1 2 4 5. It is 1 2 4 5. Why? Because continue works in a way like, if for example, break will end the entire loop. Even 3 4 5 will also won't be printed, but continue, it's a bit reverse of break. It will stop the execution for 3, but it will continue for 4 and 5. Only for that particular loop, only for that particular iteration, it will break. It's just like saying, Continue in the sense, don't do for 3, do for the next thing. Continue to the next step, continue for the next loop. So 3 will be just skipped. Continue is just like skip. Think like continue is just like skip. It will 3 will be just skipped. Now if I write 2, now what do you think the output is? I is equal to continue. I'm writing continue. 2 will be skipped. 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 5, 1, 3, 3. Yeah, 1, 3, 4, 5 is right. If I run the code now, it is 1, 3, 4, 5. 2 will be skipped. 2 will be skipped. Continue is nothing but just breaking that particular iteration and moving to the next loop, moving to the next iteration. But to break, it's not like that. The entire loop will be terminated. Entire thing will be terminated. That is the difference between a break and a continue. Why is skipping? Please explain f break. Okay, again one more time I'm explaining. If I'm doing with break, simple. If I'm doing with break, you put the output again. No, there is no something called pass and all. Only two things. One is continue, one is break, one is continue. Break, again I'm explaining break. What is break means? First let's see. Let's go. Break statement, I told you, if you use a break statement, it will go out of the loop. It will go out of the loop. Break statement will throw you out of the loop. Continue statement will throw you to the start of the loop. Continue statement will throw you again to the start of the loop. That is continue. Break will throw out of the loop. So that is your break and continue. Write a program in JavaScript to display the sum of n natural numbers. Yeah, do this. Try to do this code activity. Sum of n natural numbers. If the formula is n into n plus 1 by 2, or else you can also print it manually by using loop. Anything is fine. Now I'll tell you few of the topics, few of the important things that are not there in this material. One is when to use for loop and while loop. This is the common question I usually get answered asked by our friends. So when to use for loop and while loop. When you know, I'll keep for and whiles like sub in bit here itself. This is for loop. Let's say while I greater than 10. Okay. So when to use for loop, when to use while loop. The internal thing of for loop and while loop doesn't matter. The internal, what we say, this is see, this is while I less than I to 10. This is for I to 10. Now if you're more into sequence based, what is sequence and conditional based, I'll tell you. Even the output will be same, but the approach, I'm talking only about the approach. If you're more into condition, if you're more focused when you're writing the code, if you're more focused on the condition of a loop, if the condition of the loop has to be very logical, it has to be highly security purpose, then use while, because while concentrates more on condition. It doesn't concentrate more on your iterations, it concentrates more on condition. Here for loop concentrates more on iteration than condition. For loop focuses more on iteration, here it focuses more on condition. For example, if you're writing a security code, if you're writing a code for banking system, bank ATM, the security has to be very good, the security has to be highly good. So there conditions matter. At that time you can use while. And for normal things you can use for, but the output and everything, the time complexity, the output, everything remains the same. But your approach, what's important to you, that's what matters. And use of do while, the good example I can give to you is session logins. I don't know if you heard about session logins or not. Or else, let's take ATM. Do while example, let's take ATMs. If I know some of you, at least 99.9% of you have gone to ATMs. ATMs works in a loop manner. When you do something, when you remove the card, the next person comes, again the same thing. Again it will show the same login, same functionality, everything same. So it runs in a loop. It runs in a do while loop. Why? I'll tell you. Why do while loop is because even though you enter the right pin or wrong pin, your card will be red. Your card will be red. The ATM knows who you are. The ATM knows who you are. Like when you insert the chip into your ATM, a session will be created on your name. A session, a login will be created on your name. It does internally. You will not be seeing in ATM machine. A session will be created for you. Even though you are entering the right pin or wrong pin, it doesn't matter. First it will create a session for you. If the entered pin is right, if the condition is correct, then you will be showing the options of deposit, withdraw and all. If the condition is false, then you will be logged out of the session. Then you will be logged out of the session. That is an example of do while. A session will be created for you. Even though your pin is wrong or right, it doesn't matter. First the session will be created for you. When you enter the chip, it will show a welcome message. That screen is only for you. It's not for the before user. After it will checking the condition only, it will give you the access of withdrawing, depositing and all. It will go to the next screen. So that is an example of do while. How to do comparison in loop in one line. How to do comparison in loop in one line. This is one line. This is one line only, right? This is one line only. You can just simply write and or and I greater than 2. This is one line. You are writing it in one line. Yeah, yes, there is. So that is the thing. Those are the examples I can provide to you. And did I missed anything? No. In for loop, there are some types for off for in that you in coming class I'll teach you in arrays and strings. That is your next class. That is your next class. So yeah, any doubt in the complete material if you have, you can ask me, and also tell me which approach is better. Today I have used a different approach. Like previously what I used to do is I used to go material wise. I used to go theme, primary goals, loops and iteration. I used to go material wise. But today I have taken a different approach. I have explained you everything in my own fashion, and then I have linked it to the material. And runner-ups are Ravindra and Dev Prasad, I think so. So yeah, that's it for today's class. No gifts and all, just a fun game. Hope you all enjoyed. So yeah, that is it for today's class. If you have any doubt, keep a note. I'll take it up in the next class. Have good dinner, take good sleep, go through this material, and yeah, gather the doubts and let me know. Do your assignment. That's it for today's class. Then love you all. Take care. Good night. See you in the next class. Good night, everyone. Love you all.